The graphical control element dialog box is a small window that communicates information to the user and prompts them for a response. Dialog boxes are classified as modal, or modeless, depending on whether or not they block interaction with the software that initiated the dialog. The type of dialog box displayed is dependent upon the desired user interaction. The simplest type of dialog box is the alert, which displays a message and may require an acknowledgement that the message has been read, usually by clicking OK, or a decision as to whether or not an action should proceed, by clicking OK, or Cancel. Alerts are also used to display a termination notice sometimes requesting confirmation that the notice has been read in the event of either an intentional closing or unintentional closing of an application or the operating system. Although this is a frequent interaction pattern for modal dialogues, it is also criticized by usability experts as being ineffective for its intended use, which is to protect against errors caused by destructive actions, and for which better alternatives exist. Modeless, non-modal or modeless dialog boxes are used when the requested information is not essential to continue, and so the window can be left open while work continues elsewhere. A type of modeless dialog box is a toolbar which is either separate from the main application, or may be detached from the main application, and items in the toolbar can be used to select certain features or functions of the application. In general, good software design calls for dialogues to be of this type where possible, since they do not force the user into a particular mode of operation. An example might be a dialog of settings for the current document, for example the background and text colors. The user can continue adding text to the main window whatever color it is, but can change it at any time using the dialog. Application modal. Modal dialog boxes temporarily hold the program. The user cannot continue without closing the dialog. The program may require some additional information before it can continue, or may simply wish to confirm that the user wants to proceed with a potentially dangerous course of action. Usability practitioners generally regard modal dialogues as bad design solutions, since they are prone to produce mode errors. Dangerous actions should be undoable wherever possible. A modal alert dialog that appears unexpectedly or which is dismissed automatically will not protect from the dangerous action. A modal dialog interrupts the main workflow. This effect has either been sought because it focuses on the completion of the task at hand or rejected because it prevents the user from changing to a different task when needed. Document modal. The concept of a document modal dialog has recently been used, most notably in OS X and Opera browser. In the first case, they are shown as sheets attached to a parent window. These dialogues block only that window until the user dismisses the dialog, permitting work in other windows to continue, even within the same application. In OS X, dialogues appear to emanate from a slot in their parent window, and are shown with a reinforcing animation. This helps to let the user understand that the dialog is attached to the parent window, not just shown in front of it. No work can be done in the underlying document itself while the dialog is displayed, but the parent window can still be moved, resized, and minimized, and other windows can be brought in front so the user can work with them. The same type of dialog box can be compared with the standard modal dialog boxes used in Windows and other operating systems. Similarities include, the parent window is frozen when the dialog box opens, and one cannot continue to work with the underlying document in that window. No work can be done with the underlying document in that window. The differences are that, the dialog box may open anywhere in the parent window, depending on where the parent window is located. The dialog box may open virtually anywhere on screen, the dialog box may be moved, in some cases may be resizable, but usually cannot be minimized, and, no changes to the parent window are possible while the dialog box is open. Both mechanisms have shortcomings. The Windows dialog box locks the parent window which can hide other windows the user may need to refer to while interacting with the dialog, though this may be mitigated since other windows are available through the taskbar. The OS X dialog box blocks the parent window, preventing the user from referring to it while interacting with the dialog. This may require the user to close the dialog to access the necessary information, then reopen the dialog box to continue. References